The paintwork is quite thin, as a result, scratches and chips quickly cover the car body, but due to the good galvanization of the metal, except for the roof, there are no serious problems with corrosion. Despite this, on some specimens after the winter there are pockets of corrosion on the roof, fenders and hood. Also, after the winter, the coating from the chrome elements and the paint of the door handles suddenly begin to peel off. Many owners blame the small thickness of the metal of most body elements. Because of this, dents appear on them even from slight contact with a pebble that has flown from under the wheels of a car driving nearby. Regular bumper mounts are not famous for their reliability. Often it sucks under the influence of its weight. Many owners solve the problem by installing a bumper on self-tapping screws. Also, due to poor quality fastening, fog lights fall off over time. When tightening the wheel bolts, you need to be very careful, since the threads on the wheel studs are very weak and it is not difficult to break it. The Hyundai Solaris is equipped with only gasoline power units, 1.4, 107 horsepower and 1.6, 123 horsepower. In terms of reliability, there are no special claims to any of the engines. They are reliable and, with proper operation, can last 250–300,000 kilometers without expensive repairs. Of the minor shortcomings, many owners note the difficult start of a cold engine. Sometimes Solaris owners blame the chirping of the engine at idle, but you will have to put up with this drawback, since this is a feature of the fuel injectors. If, when the engine speed is increased to 3000, increased detonation is felt, this is the first signal that the engine control unit needs to be flashed. When operating a car in a metropolis in the summer, the engine may overheat when driving in a traffic jam. There are several reasons for this phenomenon. The main cause of the disease is the clogged cooling radiator. Cleaning is required. Often, overheating occurs due to the fan impeller flying off the seat. The impeller fastening not spontaneously unscrews. This problem is insidious in that initially it does not manifest itself in any way, and it is possible to diagnose an ailment only by shaking the impeller. If there is a problem, there will be a backlash. You need to monitor the condition of the cooling system very carefully, since overheating of the engine in 70% of cases leads to costly repairs of the power unit. The timing system is required with a metal chain that is designed for the entire engine life. However, on some instances it stretches after 100,000 kilometers of run. The main reason are untimely maintenance, oil starvation, the use of low-quality lubricants. Signals about the need to replace the chain are traction dips during acceleration, diesel rumble and increased noise when starting a cold engine. Attachment belt resource is 80–100,000 kilometers, but its tensioner may need to be replaced after 40,000 kilometers. Due to the lack of hydraulic valve clearance compensators, it is necessary to set the clearances between the cam and the pusher every 100,000 kilometers. In most cases, owners ignore this procedure, and this can adversely affect the resource. If you fill the car with low-quality fuel, you will have to flush the throttle valve every 30–40,000 kilometers, and on 1.4-liter engines, premature wear of the converter is possible. One of two gearboxes can be installed on the Hyundai Solaris, 5-speed mechanics or 4-speed automatic. Both boxes are quite reliable, but not without sin. So, for example, owners note the fuzzy inclusion of second and third gears, and with an increase in mileage, the problem will only get worse. Replacement of the synchronizer clutch and the third gear blocking ring is required. If, during movement, extraneous noise is heard from the box, grinding, skirring, most likely the reason is in the input shaft bearing. The bearing cage rotates in the box housing. To fix the problem, it will be necessary to replace the cover of the box housing and the bearing. In order to temporarily eliminate it, you can put the bearing on the sealant. Some owners note a slight crunch when the third gear is turned on. The plastic synchronizer breaks. If, when driving in reverse gear, a rumble appears, then it's time to replace the casing and clutch disc. The clutch mechanism, with careful operation, takes care of about 130,000 kilometers. The automatic transmission has a resource of up to 250,000 kilometers, but is famous for jerks when shifting gears. This disadvantage is caused by sticking of the box valves. Due to the weak lock of the automatic transmission selector, spontaneous switching of the transmission from mode D to 3 is possible. Often, when a problem occurs, dealers recommend replacing the selector assembly, but you can solve the problem by boring a hole for the lock rod. The car is equipped with a semi-independent suspension, front McPherson strut, rear semi-independent beam. The suspension is quite stiff and does not have a high level of comfort, but there are positive aspects to this. Due to the increased elasticity of the undercarriage, the car keeps well on the road at speeds up to 130 km per hour and has good handling. As for the reliability of the chassis, there are no particular complaints about it, but it has a couple of drawbacks. One of the weak points of the suspension is the wheel bearings. It is not uncommon for the front bearings to start boozing after 15,000 kilometers of run, and the rear ones after 30,000 kilometers. In some cases, it is enough to tighten the nuts to fix the problem. Racks and stabilizer bushings live approximately the same. The rest of the suspension elements under medium loads live up to 100–150,000 kilometers. One of the significant drawbacks of the steering is the small resource of the rail. It can knock after 20,000 kilometers. Many managed to change the rail under warranty, but the problem related again. In 2012, the manufacturer released a special repair kit. The reason for the knocks is a large gap in the stop and stop of the steering rack and premature wear of the plastic bushings. In 2013, the manufacturer finalized the assembly and the problem became less common. Also, a small resource of the power steering pump can be attributed to the disadvantages of the steering. One of the causes of noise in the suspension is the play of the guide calipers. You can solve the problem by stuffing them with grease. Otherwise, there are no complaints about the braking system. Brake pads last 40–60,000 kilometers, discs twice as long. Like most budget cars, the Hyundai Solaris interior is made of cheap materials. Because of this, over time, the interior is filled with a lot of crickets and other extraneous sounds. Most often, squeaks come from plastic elements and door seals. Also, extraneous sounds can be emitted by the exhaust valve of the ventilation system, which is installed on the cabin filter cover. If vibrations appear in the steering wheel, try tightening the airbag mounting bolts. In most cases, this helps to solve the problem. Over time, the front seats begin to creak. In order to cure the ailment, it is necessary to lubricate the skids and their locking loop. As for the reliability of electrical equipment, here the owner most often blames the noise of the stove motor. When contacting the service, the dealer offers to replace the motor, but in most cases, it is enough to lubricate the bushing. If the direction indicator started to work incorrectly, most likely the problem is a stuck alarm button. The button needs to be replaced. There are also complaints about the head unit. It periodically resets the settings and saves radio stations. If you are the owner of this car model, please describe the problems that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your review that will help readers of our site when choosing a car.